Hello everyone, how's it going? I believe the music's at the right volume. Uh, my name is Gabriel. Thank you for tuning into the Rise Atlantis show. The way we have this show is we do a 20-minute news segment at the beginning where I talk about the news and my take on it. And then also, after the first 20 minutes, we do a 20-minute talk of various topics, which I plan to have guests on soon, whether it be up and coming or famous guests. If it seems like I'm talking loud or shouting, it's really not. It's because the way the microphone is I have to talk loud into the microphone for it to be at a reasonable volume. Because if not, it's too low. There's no way I can make it louder by talking lower. So I have to talk in this volume, and I believe it's not too loud. It's not yelling or shouting. So it is the ideal volume. So the first 20 minutes of every show, which airs every day at 7 p.m. for an hour. 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Western Standard Time. So first 20 minutes will be news, talk about the news. The second 20 minutes will be various topics. And the last 20 minutes will be a summoning, apparitions and signs of God. I'm starting off right now with apps on the cell phones for the droid. I use ADV. It's also called EVP. Just look for the red ADV words in the middle. For the iPhone, I use GhostCom. So I'm getting ready to get the show started. I forgot to link this page to Facebook that I'm airing right now. Let me go ahead and do that real quick. Forgot that. I need to make a checklist to not forget. So let me do that real quick. Okay. Let's open up Facebook. And then let me open my URL page. Let's see here. Opening up my URL page. I believe it's this button. Okay. And so getting ready to copy my page link and then link it to Facebook really quick. Let's see here. Where did it go? Okay. Here we go. Almost got it. This one. Let me select Facebook. So I'm a little tired. I get out of work at 6, so I work all day, every day, so I have only an hour to fit this show in, with other stuff I do. So I did think about making this show longer, but I think making it longer is probably too much. Yeah. But I maybe plan to have another hour later on for the people that want to see extended summons. Yeah, I'll probably do that later on, but for now I'm starting for an hour a day. I'm going to be changing the time to 8 p.m. soon because now that it's getting darker later, I need to adjust to the time and give it an hour ahead. So I'm going to be doing that soon, maybe in the coming weeks. I'm going to change the time of the show to an hour ahead very soon. Okay, let me see here. Okay. Make sure I got everything ready. I completely forgot to link the page to Facebook. Let me do that real quick. I almost got it done. Why? Sometimes this seems the loading takes a while. Let's see. Oh, what happened? Wrong but go back. The copy paste gets so confusing with the Macs. You gotta hold FN, I believe. Hold FN. Is it? Yeah, I believe it's hold FN and then click the button. It gets confusing. So, almost got it. I would broadcast a show on my HP, but the thing is I recently upgraded memory, and it's a 64-bit. And I didn't know that 64 bits, they can crash a lot, even with efficient memory. 64 bits are mainly just for gaming, mainly just for gaming, so I don't feel like closing. Okay. Mainly just for gaming, so now I know that you give a heads up to everyone out there. Watch out when you upgrade your memory because it needs a bunch of restarts so it can run good. And even if it's running good, it can still crash. So, especially with 64-bit, So yeah, okay, I almost got this done. Hey, I didn't think posting on Facebook would take this long. So even 8 minutes almost, It's because I also have a lot of web pages open to get it ready to read every article. I'm not going to read every article from top to bottom, just the main parts. So it won't take too long. Point, speed it up. Let's see. I'm gonna get some good stuff already. Let me go ahead and do my daily usual advertising on Facebook. Man, finally. Okay. Going live right now. Okay. All right. Man, why does this take so long? I almost got this. Now I know next time to do it before, I'm always rushing everything last minute. I hate that, And I started like getting ready like 15 minutes before, so I'm telling you, man, it's very fast paced, Everything's fast paced. Life is fast paced, So, almost got it. I don't know. Come on. Come on, man. Okay, almost got this ready. Let's see here. Man, finally, let's see. Okay, finally post. Gosh, that took a while. Okay. All right, where were we? Big things are coming. Big things are coming from the show. I'm going to be broadcasting summoning apparitions live, and the whole world will be bear witness to mesmerizing apparitions that are going to come. Okay, let's make sure I posted it. Let's see here. So big things are coming. I hope to make the news, I'm trying to gather a group of summoners in El Paso. It's not easy. I've done it many times, advertising craziness, and everyone ignores me, man. Why isn't everyone jumping aboard with this movement here? I feel like Jesus trying to gather the 12 disciples, man, for real. These people, they just don't want to. Roll out the red carpet for Jesus' return, man. Like, why a lot of people ignoring me, man? It gets to me. Okay, so now that we close that, we got everything going. Let's see here. What? Okay. Let me double check, make sure the straight's still going. See, when you're seeing websites that talk about the news, you got to make sure every once in a while, make sure your page is still going. Make sure you're still broadcasting. You don't want to be doing the show and thinking it's going when it's not. So when you're like doing other things, make sure you always check your broadcast. Make sure it's always still going. So we'll get started with the news here. Let's see here. Right. I'll start off with this one here. Look at this. Did you guys hear that? Where was it? What happened yesterday? $6 million in chips were stolen from the Wynn Casino, WYNN Casino in Las Vegas. Was it an inside job? Maybe someone working there stole $6 million in chips, man. That's a lot of money. Now, what if they don't catch that person? They make off like a bandit, man. When people steal like incredible large amounts of money like that, it affects the economy, And a lot of people don't know. I wonder why the screen looks so dark. I need to fix that light. The next show will be brighter. I thought it would have been bright enough. It's a black light causing too much of a glare? Not really. Whoa, that looks worse, right? You can't even see my face now. Let's see here. It looks better. Because look at right here, you can't even see my face. It's all completely dark. Look at that. I noticed the first 4 shows were too dark, so I don't want to add too much light because it's like I want to add the mystique, basically. The mystique to Rise Atlantis, I want to make this show look like, like powerful, I want it to look like you're entering another dimension here, So, not just to make it stand out and be different, but to create like a magical feel, So, can you guys believe that $6 million in poker chips were stolen? Oh, don't tell me on lots of websites. What's going on here? Hold on, something going on here. I gotta figure out how to open these pages back up. Okay. So $6 million stolen in poker chips. That's a lot of money. Did you guys know that all these cartels and the drug dealers, I'm not talking about the small time dealers, I'm talking about the big time drug dealers. They fund terrorism. All this drug money funds terrorism, And a lot of people don't know that, but it's evident. They buy all the guns and stuff. It's horrible. So all these people, rappers glorifying drugs, not just rappers, heavy metal music, movies, actors, all these people glamorizing drugs, man, they're all supporting the devil because it's all going towards funding terrorism. And people say, oh, but it's a natural thing that God created. No, not if it messes up your brain. That's what the apple could mean in the Garden of Eden. Maybe it was not a real apple. Maybe it was a kind of drug. And that's what God meant. for people not to be um, eating the forbidden fruits, you know. So a lot of people say like marijuana is it's safe, it's not as bad. It's already becoming legalized. That's up in the air. I heard it causes not just dementia, but psychosis and paranoia and all these things, you know. So, is it better than alcohol? Yes, I think it is. You know, people get violent when they drink, and people don't get that violent. Very little, you know, 5% when they smoke. With drinking, it's like a 80% violence, you know. So, I mean, I can't believe marijuana is illegal in a lot of states, but yet alcohol is legal, and it's marijuana is not even medicinal legal in all states. You know, I mean, it's crazy. There's a lot of debate, politics involved. You know, so just bringing that up, that issue. People that glorify, glamorize drugs, and it's all propping up the devil, man. It's all, I'm telling you, man, it's all evil, you know. So, that much money stolen in poker chips. Okay, let's see. Next story, we'll get through the news stories quick, so I won't really be bogging up time. It's already 7:17, so let's just kind of wrap up this news segment here. Did you guys hear a gunman attacked an intercontinental hotel in Kabul? I mean, this stuff happens all the time, every day, you know. But it's starting to enter our backyards, you know, America. You know, England has it really bad over there. They're being attacked by terrorists constantly, you know. But, you know, the terrorists are coming here, man, you know. And I'm telling you, the terrorists are going to get worse now that Trump's in power, because Trump is going to exterminate terrorism. God bless Trump. And in return, the terrorists are going to try to fight back. So, you know, one of the repercussions in fighting evil is it lashes back. So you know what, terrorists? We're ready for you, man. You try to bring it to our doorstep, we're going to squash and stomp on you, terrorists. You know, all you terrorists are going down, man. You know, I believe y'all should have your day in court as well, a habeas corpus and all. And all the terrorists shouldn't be bombed left and right at the snap of a finger. I believe even Osama bin Laden should have had his day in court. So, you know, all terrorists, you know, instead of us just exterminating you with bombs, we're going to go in, man, and we're going to round all you up and throw you in prisons, man. And if need be, you'll be locked up in there your whole lives. You know, if I don't agree to the death penalty, because what if we say a terrorist is guilty with evidence, but we find out later it's faulty evidence, and we give the terrorist, supposed terrorist, the death penalty, we find out that they were innocent. So I'm against the death penalty, even against terrorists, you know, even terrorists, you know. So they should have life in prison. To me, that's worse of a punishment than them dying, because they have to endure all those long years, realizing what they've done and getting beat up by other inmates, you know. So that's their karma, you know. So, you know, terrorists, you're going down, man. Yeah, you all might have habeas corpus, but you know what? The long arm of the law and God is coming down upon you all. You know, ISIS, man, they're off the rocker. You know, did you guys hear about this? A rocker, Ozzy Osbourne, had an unexpected reaction when he visited the Ark Encounter. Now, what's the Ark Encounter? Let's see here. I mean, so many words to read. I don't want to read the whole thing. Let's see here. Maybe just get to the point. So it says right here, TV star Ozzy Osbourne is known as the Prince of Darkness. but lately he has made strides uh, in his what's the word, in his reputation to become more Christian, you know. So I guess he wants to make up for his sins, you know. So even though he calls himself the Prince of Darkness and everything, at least he's trying, you know, to be a better person. He's trying to make right with God. So God bless you, Ozzy Osbourne. Let's see here. He was with his son Jack on a world tour called the World Detour, and appeared rather overly awed by the whole experience. It's the vast and controversial creationist landmark. It's basically what's it be called? The Ark Encounter is when they built that real life replica of Noah's Ark. You know, so Ozzy Osbourne's reaching the spiritual side. That's cool, man. You know, props to Ozzy Osbourne. You know. Okay, so the next article. Did you guys hear this? Rapper Fredo. Let's see if I get this right. Fredo Santana, 27 years old, died in L.A., Los Angeles. Maybe from a shooting, man. I hate to say it, you know, it's a stereotype, man. Coming up and growing up in the ghetto, man, you go through a lot of fights, and when you make it, you know, you strike it rich, man. Money, power, and fame. You know, then come the haters, man. So you know, it's not that these people are bad people. It's that the environments that they grew up in comes back to haunt them. So man, my heart goes out to all the rappers who died, like Tupac and Biggie and all, man. You know, it makes me sad. You know how the ghettos are so horrible. They're horrible environments, you know. And, you know, we need to give to the ghettos of the world, you know, create a ghetto revival like John Brown said of the group Ghetto Revival, you know. It kind of, their idea was kind of the same like Rise Atlantis, you know, which we started at the same time. They came out like I think 2 years later. So hopefully I inspired Ghetto Revival. So shout out to Ghetto Revival, man. GR, we're still doing it, man. You know, still got soldiers out there, you know. So, you know, it's sad, man. You know, let me see if it was a shooting. Let me see here. He was from Chicago. Let's see. It should say where he died from. Let's see. You're not really saying what he died from yet. His real name was Derek Coleman. He died at his residence in the Reseda neighborhood around 11 p.m. Friday. Dang. It said the autopsy for the rapper is pending. See, so we don't know the cause of death, but usually if it's a shooting, they tell you really quick like that, you know. So it's weird how there's no word on it yet. I guess they just want to have their privacy for a little bit. I guess that's what it is. The relatives, you know. He said he had been sick recently, but not discussed the illness. Oh dang, he probably died from an illness, man. Crazy. At 27, that's crazy. That's young, you know. Let's see. Chief Keef was distraught about his cousin's death. Oh, that's Chief Keef's cousin. Crazy. And the two had big plans, she said. This is Fredo Santana's wife. Let's see here. He told his cousin, we're not going to rob, we're not going to steal, I got a plan. And that was to make music. Wow, hey, man. That's beautiful, you know? To stop doing drugs, you know, and make better of yourself, you know? You know, when they don't do drugs anymore and they're making music, man, you know, it's like, that's beautiful, man, you know? It's sad, you know? And, you know, it's sad when 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 they're so young and they're coming up, man, and they get taken down like that. It's like it's sad they haven't lived their whole lives. And it's worse when they're coming up, they're getting so much money, then boom, tragedy strikes, man. If you all out there have family and friends who going through it, man, who are either dying or died recently, I'm telling you, Jesus is returning and there'll be no more mourning. The only mourning there'll be is every day in heaven, a different kind of mourning. It's not going to be no more death, no more sicknesses, no more violence, no more crime, no more war, poverty, greed. I'm telling you, man, streets of gold. So, yo, this is Chief Keef's cousin, yo, that's crazy. So it wasn't that he got shot. You know, it's sad because a lot of rappers get shot. And you have all the haters. And even sadly, a lot of Christians, they say, "Oh, hip hop's nothing but thugs and nothing but gangsters and this and that." They don't see the hardships they endured when they were coming up in the ghetto. So people have to really not judge them. And not judge them and give them respect. Everyone, except evil people like Charles Manson and all that, and Marilyn Manson. They're different. I don't, we should respect them. Is there an ad playing? I think there's a video ad playing. Let me see if I can. Yeah, there's a video ad playing. I need to pause this so it won't get in the way here. It's almost 7:27. We only got two more pages left. So it's just quick articles. So go ahead and glance to this one. What's this article? Okay, this nothing here. We'll close that one. Man, I'm telling you, all you rappers, singers, musicians, actors out there, if you want to collab, holla at me, man. I'll collab with you free. And we'll make it happen, man. We'll do big things. I'm willing to collaborate with anyone out there. Just go ahead and holla at me at my email, riseatlantis@gmail.com. We'll collaborate, man. We'll make money together, So I got my music CD coming out soon, so big things popping right about now. Let's see this next story. This little satellite will investigate a curious star and its planet. I mean, they said Alpha Centauri is one of the closest solar systems that could have life. So we're going there soon, man. Alpha Centauri. This is a satellite named PicSat. Let's see here. Let's just get to the point here. Now satellite is the size of 3 apples stacked on top of each other. What? It's like a satellite this big. It's like a drone, man. That's crazy. Isn't it crazy how technology is getting, man? Which is good and bad, man. The cloning, I'm telling you, it's coming, man. It's all been bubbling up underground for so long, and when it hits, it's going to be like a volcano, man. For so long, only the wise have known about the topic, and when it explodes, it's going to be everywhere on the news, all day, every day. When we were the ones that have been saying for so long, yo, we are on this real prophecy talk right here, So check out my videos, Rise Atlantis videos on YouTube. We get pop, man. Doing big things. Let's see here. So they haven't said the name of this planet. It's 63.4 light years from Earth. Let's see here. They're calling it the Beta Pictoris system. Okay, so that's pretty much that. They're finding all planets all the time with life and stuff. When are we ever going to go there? God bless Richard Branson. He's making it happen. God bless Elon Musk. They're making it happen. When NASA couldn't do it, I'm not talking about NASA. They've made great efforts and endeavors. So not really talking bad about NASA. I'm just saying I wish NASA could have done more. I heard NASA's going to stop the rocket trips now. They're going towards more satellite based, and drones and stuff. So it's getting crazy, man. Later on, the price right now is $500,000 for a couple hours in space. Later on, it's going to get cheaper when more people buy into it. So imagine later on in the future, you get to go to the moon for like 2 days, and it only costs like $25,000. It can happen, man. Maybe even 10,000. 5,000, I doubt it, but 10,000 is a ballpark price later on. And people are going to be moving to the moon and Mars. It's coming. And Richard Branson said he's going to do it this year, starting the space flights. Space tourism, as he calls it. Ingredients for life found in meteorites that crashed to Earth. When was this? Let's see here. I'm not wearing my glasses right now, so seeing the laptop kind of far, I gotta kind of like zoom in. Two meteorites called Monahans and Zag are the first discovered to contain ingredients for life: liquid water, amino acids, hydrochloride, and other organic matter. The organic matter was found in purple and blue salt. Imagine that, purple and blue salt. I thought of making colored salt, where you can know the exact amount you put on food. So there's natural salt that's colored like that. Wow. So purple and blue salt, and potassium crystals that were part of the meteorite. So basically, this meteorite has evidence of life in it. I wonder if they can extract that life and clone it. Like I said, I'm not in favor of cloning, but it's coming, man. The scientists are pushing their agendas, and like they've been cloning animals for so long, humans are the next step, and they're doing it underground, top secret right now. So there's one more news story, which is good. We reached 30 minutes. This is the last topic I was going to talk about. After the news, talk about losing weight. It's very hard. It's the main thing we all want to strive for. Not just to look better, being skinny, but our health gets better. So it's two birds with one stone. And I'm going to go through really quick on the methods I'm doing to try to lose weight, and hopefully you all see a difference soon, because I'm going to be fully dedicated to losing weight. So it's not easy, man. Prophet Yahweh, he was age 65, 68, somewhere around there when he passed away. And he was losing weight. He used to jog. Now, I'm not saying he overdid it, but, may he rest in peace. The great prophet Yahweh is sitting on the right-hand side of Jesus Christ and God. So, a lot of people call him a false prophet, man. But if they study his words, people will see that he was against human cloning, man. He was not a false prophet. They said, he's summoning these extraterrestrials. He said the extraterrestrials were human form, not monster looking, So, for people to judge Prophet Yahweh that he was a false prophet, they need to really study in detail what he said, So, so getting back to losing weight here, this website here, it says the habits that make us overeat. There's so many words here. Just need to get to the main parts. Science, expert insight. Let's see here. Okay, this news article ain't too long. Out of a survey in the United Kingdom, people were given a meal-sized potato dish and told that it was either a snack, which they consume while standing with plastic utensils, or a meal, and ate it sitting down with real silverware. Those in the former category ate up to 50% more food later that day. in the former. Does that mean earlier before? I don't know. I need to clarify. The term changes the way in which the fact food is processed in the mind, says lead study author Jane Hogan, PhD, a health psychology professor at the University of Surrey. When food is called a snack, it is seen as less substantial and is more easy to forget later on. You're less likely to think, I have just eaten and so I don't want to eat anything else. What's more, eating while standing or with disposable silverware, which is often associated with snacks, further contributes to the likelihood that you'll overeat. So the bottom line is, if you eat something thinking it's just going to be a snack, you may eat more and more because you thought it was just a light snack. But if you eat something saying it's a full meal, you'll eat less. But doctors say that it's best to eat 6 to 8 times per day in smaller meals. That may make people eat more. So it's confusing. A lot of times when you don't eat enough, you get tired. You're still hungry. So very hard to say if the eating light food 6 to 8 times a day helps. I mean, because basically the science says that it keeps the stomach working, to break down, So it says the bottom line is to stick to 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and call them such, says OJ. The other experts believe 4 meals is the sweet spot. 4 meals a day. Treat them accordingly by taking the time to sit down, use proper tableware, and minimize distraction. Basically, not eat too fast. Okay, so we're done with the news articles. Now I want to get into talking about the topic for today, which is I'm trying to lose weight. I'll go ahead and say the methods I'm starting, and hopefully I can inspire everyone out there to really get serious, I wake up usually like around 8, 9, usually 9 o'clock. I get started every day to work at 10 o'clock. I try to. Sometimes I'm like out the door at 11, 12. I hate starting work late. You see, I have my own business. I set my own hours. But, I'm devoted to working. I want to make as much money as fast as possible. So I try to really stay dedicated to starting at 10 p.m. 10 a.m. And like what I want to start doing is waking up like at 8. Before I even eat, I want to start jogging around the neighborhood. Now it's a hassle to go driving in the park to jog, so it's easier just jogging around the neighborhood. I used to jog before, but I used to overdo it, and I get chest pains, and I got scared, man, thinking, oh my God, am I gonna have a heart attack? So I don't want to risk it, man. So I'm gonna start lightly, just light jogging. More breaks. I remember when I used to jog, I was losing weight. I must have lost on like 20 pounds, which don't seem like a lot, but people say it is. And I don't know. Last time I weighed myself, I was 340. Now the scale's telling me I'm 350 now. How can that be if my clothes are fitting way looser? Either something's not right with this scale, or something weird is going on that my waist is getting thinner, but my stomach's getting bigger. And that's not true because my stomach is not getting bigger. I see my stomach getting smaller. I don't know. These weight scales, I don't know if they're accurate or not. I just got out the shower and weighed myself. That's probably what the water weight. But I'm not really going to be looking towards the scale that much anymore because it discourages you. Why does the scale read different numbers sometimes? I mean, so I'm gonna avoid looking at the scale. I'll probably check it only like every 2 weeks. This time I'm really gonna give it all I got, man. I'm gonna be jogging every day. They say it's best to jog before you eat food in the morning, because when you sleep for 6-8 hours, um, what happens is um, your body keeps digesting it all and trying to make you lose weight. That's why they call it fasting. So I call it break fast. And what happens is when you exercise before you eat breakfast in the morning, it gives it that extra push. And you need that extra push to really lose weight. you know. And they say sit-ups is not really the main way to lose your stomach. You have to do a combination, a little bit of sit-ups, a little bit of aerobics, but mainly more jogging. Don't even do walking. I mean, if your health says that you need to start off walking, then start off walking. Build stamina first. But if you're ready to give it light jogging, do light jogging. Never overdo it. When you jog, it could be on a treadmill, but I don't like treadmills because you feel like you're gonna fall off every time. I don't like that. When you jog, you work out everything. You work out the bottom of your neck. You're working out the bottom of your arms. You're working out your stomach, your legs, everything. Even weight on your feet. You get a full body workout. There's no greater exercise than jogging, but it needs to be done moderately, not in excess. Don't overdo it. And what I'm starting to eat in the mornings are a shake and slim fast. They're cheaper than South Beach Diet and what's that other one? The one they're always showing on TV. Nutrisystem stuff. I'm not blasting them or anything. I'm not talking bad about them. I'm just saying they're too expensive. I wish they could make their stuff more cheaper. So and then I drink a shake of Slim Fast, and then like 5 minutes later I make some eggs, and I make 4 eggs every day in the morning. 4 eggs, and the eggs are very good for you. They have all the stem cells in it, embryonic stem cells that you can eat. It has all the organs before they form, so all that is vital nutrients. And it fuels your body with all of these cells that you can't get from anywhere else. So the eggs are really good. People say, oh, but they're so high in cholesterol. This carton says 80% cholesterol for one egg. What they don't realize is that's the good kind of cholesterol. I believe it's called the HDL. The LDL is the bad cholesterol. That's the one you want to avoid. So eggs have good cholesterol. It's a cholesterol that greases your body to make it run. The bad cholesterol, it clogs up your arteries, which could cause heart attacks and stuff. So eggs, even including the egg yolk. I used to think, oh man, oh that's horrible. I would make eggs and throw that out the yolk. The yolk's the most vital part. So and the science says for itself. People that eat eggs live up to like 110 years old. So it's not true that eggs have the bad cholesterol that gives you heart attacks. That is not true. Look at Hulk Hogan, man. He's been eating hard-boiled eggs every day, a whole bunch of them. And I mean, he does lift a lot of weights. When you lift a lot of weights, you put pressure on your heart. So if he were to have a heart attack or something, it may be because of that, not because of eggs. So I eat 4 eggs every day, and then I put a little bit of cheese on it, a little bit of salt and pepper, and I make them with the corn tortillas. I don't use the flour tortillas because the flour, it sticks to your stomach, man, and it doesn't fully digest. So all that ends up rotting in your stomach, man. So avoid carbs, avoid bread, avoid flour, avoid all that stuff, man. And go with corn. Corn is the way to go, man. Make corn tortillas. They're smaller, but it fills it up for a whole uh, egg in it into a burrito. It's just the right amount. If you want to find bigger size corn tortillas, they have them. That's a good idea. I'm gonna start getting that. And so get. I just noticed something. I went 40 minutes with the music on. Forgot to give the music a break, so let me go ahead and pause the music for a little bit. Okay, so like what I was talking about, eggs are good, man. I eat every morning with corn tortillas, and just four, and I'm still really trying to uh, calculate whether eating a banana also with the Slim Fast shake is a good idea, because the bananas have a little bit of carbs in it. So am I overeating? I don't know. Maybe not, because it might give me the energy that I need to go jogging. So I'm gonna be jogging before I eat, like 10 minutes before I eat. So like I said, to give your body that extra push to lose weight. So every morning, maybe every night also, but I don't know. I'm just starting off with the mornings first. And so for lunch, I hate eating it, but I have to. Salads, with my hiatal hernia that pushes the esophagus up. Sometimes I get heartburn just from salads, But that's why I'm starting to eat less salad and like spread out times, So my lunch will be like 2 hours straight, but like spread up instead of eating the whole thing at once. I don't like the balsamic vinegar and dressing. I know a lot of people like those, but I just think it's like a little too strong. I mean, if you do like that, but you don't like it strong, you can always water it down. Um, I put a little bit of cheese on the salad, and not too much, man, because what it says cheese has all the fats in it. A lot of people think it's fat that means literally like bad fat. It's actually good fats. It's the ones that are digestible. That's good for your body. But they're not good if you overdo it. So don't pour a whole lot of cheese onto it. Just a small amount, It don't have to be a pinch either, Just a decent size. Mainly like a small handful. That's a good size for a bowl of salad. You know, um, And with coffee, I can't drink coffee. I need to give up coffee, man. Because it bloats me up too much, and it could cause heartburn. And it just, I don't know, man. I wish I could drink coffee, but I'm still thinking of drinking coffee, but watering it down. Small amount. I used to drink a cup like this, right? A cup like this with like this much coffee and this much of the creamer. Now I'm just gonna maybe do a little bit less than half, and then a little bit creamer, maybe a little bit of water. So I can't eat spicy stuff. I'm jealous that a lot of people out there can eat spicy stuff. I mean, I can eat like if it's not spicy, just a very little bit, I can eat it, but small amounts. Let's see. Speaking about my health, I take Ranitidine, which is like Zantac, but it's the main form before it's turned into Zantac. So I take Ranitidine one because it's cheaper than Nexium, and I like it. Ranitidine works good. Um, so that's what I eat for lunch, and for dinner, I mean, all that's up in the air soon. I like to go vegan. My mom and my dad said they're gonna become vegan, but my mom's always cooking meat. She said she's gonna go vegan like what was it, like 2 years ago, always cooking meat. So, it sucks because like there's times when there's nothing to eat at the house, and this my mom's cooking the meat, so I really don't want to be going out and buying my food all the time, so trying to conserve here, so I end up eating meat. I'm not going to be eating as much. I'm going to be eating smaller amounts of meat and like maybe salads on the side and stuff. So I cut all the bread out. All the bread's gone. My brother's always getting all these donuts all the time from my parents. It's like I told my mom, don't eat too much of those. Just eat like half a donut in the morning. And that's it. Because my brother's always getting all these donuts all the time. And my brother's not even big. He's not skinny either. He's medium size like me, So it's crazy, man. Like what I was saying. That's basically gonna be my diet, and I'm gonna be doing this kind of exercise. I have an ab lounge. I'm gonna be doing just like not all the way, just halfway doing it, but a lot of it. So I'm gonna incorporate that as well. And that's it. If I could talk about the foods that are good and bad, like I said, flour, carbs are bad. Coffee can be bad. It's hard for me to really think like right off the bat like that, like foods and stuff, and which ones are good and all that. I can't really think of anything right now. There was another food I was going to mention that's not that good. But dang, I can't even remember. Yeah, I said this before about fish. People like eating sushi. You got to make sure, man, that there's no parasites swimming around in the meat in sushi. Because when you look at sushi in its package, you can even see tapeworms swimming through the meat. You don't want to eat that. And there's people that say, "Oh, but the tapeworms help me lose weight because they go in your body and swim around and eating your insides." They eat all your nutrients, and that's not good because not only does it drain your energy, it makes you sick. It can make you anemic. It can make you throw up. All kinds of things. It can even give you diseases. You do not want those tapeworms swimming in your body, in your stomach. And a lot of this sushi is uncooked. What they're supposed to do is freeze it to kill out the parasites. Sometimes when it warms back up to natural temperature, the parasites warm back up and live again. So, I don't recommend eating raw, cold sushi, uncooked fish. And it's mainly found in salmon, but it's found in a lot of other fish also. I stopped using microwaves. Microwaves aren't good to eat your food because not only are you killing all the digestive enzymes in the food, you're also eating carcinogenic that causes cancer, and it's just not good for your health, man. It makes you sluggish and tired, and it stops you from losing weight. It adds weight, so throw the microphone. Throw the microwave out, the microwave is nothing but bad stuff. You could use a toaster, the oven toasters, but they take too long. All my food, it just goes on the fire, man. Everything. Like a cold tamale, I cut it open, throw it on the fire. I don't even use a pan, because it takes longer. I just put it on the fire with low flame, And so I stopped eating cold meat all the time. Like the deli and stuff, it's not good to eat that all the time because you can get germs and stuff, My dad got H. pylori one time from eating cold meat. It was like colder and cold, and it was like old, so you got to watch out. You can get H. pylori. He almost died from that. He was bleeding like crazy, It's very dangerous, You can really get food poisoning if you don't know what you're eating, So I talked about good topics here today. I talked about microwaving food is bad. I talked about sushi is bad. That's really the only thing I could think of, the day they make a carbless beer, that'll be the day, right? And to where it doesn't make you gain weight. Man, if they could drink that, if they could drink if they can make that, I'd probably be drinking beer, Not all the time, just once in a while. Liquor's bad. Liquor ruins your liver and causes so much health problems. And wine, champagne, it's all bad also. It contains the sulfites. And the sulfites messes up your body, causes cancer. So there's a lot of horrible stuff that we eat and drink that we need to stop eating and drinking that. I know it's hard. People addicted to alcohol. People addicted to cigarettes. And it's not easy for them to stop. I know, man. But we got to really grab life by the horns. And we really got to, really get serious with it. I mean, I know how it is when I stopped drinking. I used to love to drink. I wouldn't drink every day, just every like the weekends. I stopped drinking around 2 years ago, maybe 3, I think 2. But I'm serious about my health, man, and I am serious about this. I am going to lose weight. Ain't no half stepping, man. It's going to happen. You know, um, Not just to look better, but my health. My health is not that bad, but it's gotten better than it was. That's why I cough time to time, and I get really big burps sometimes. I really control them as much as I can. So hopefully you guys won't hear me sound like Chewbacca when I'm burping. Because my burps can get really loud. A lot of pressure builds up. So when I'm in public, when I'm speaking, yeah, I try to control it. I try to control the loud burps and all that, and the loud coughs. Sometimes I get really bad itchy throat. And when I try suppressing it, it gives me heartburn sometimes. So it's like a roller coaster. It's a balance. It's always being thrown off. And I remember my dad made fun of me one time. He said, "Oh, how come you're never suffering when you're asleep?" That's because our bodies shut down when we're asleep. A lot of people who cough all the time, like have real strong bouts of pneumonia or whatever, bronchitis, really bad coughs and stuff like that. They don't cough at all in their sleep because their body shuts down. Yeah, sometimes a lot I get reflux and I wake up throwing up acid reflux. It's horrible. That's why I have to sleep very elevated. You know, um, I don't sleep like this, like my back to the wall like this and my legs here. No, I don't sleep like that. But I keep the bed like this, and my back like this. And it's hard. Sometimes it gets uncomfortable. And then when I'm asleep, I start like moving down the bed, to get more comfortable, and that's when reflux come up. So I shouldn't have all these health problems at 35 years old. I'm about to turn 35 on February 9th. But like I said, there's people who are 25 and have way worse health, who smoke, 2 packs of cigarettes a day, who drink, so much alcohol a day. Their health is not good. And there's people out there who act like they're immortal, and eventually it's going to catch up to you, man. So you got to really grab life by the horns. If I can inspire people out there, I feel like I'm doing my part to make a difference. Because not only am I inspiring people out there, it's also motivating me to really make it happen. I want to be skinny and rich, man. Don't we all? I mean, like I said, I don't want to be rich to splurge on mansions and yachts and expensive cars and lavish jewels and jewelry. No, 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 no. That ain't me, man. I want to live like Jesus. Not live like a monk where you don't have anything, no money to your name. But, Jesus said, give to Caesar what is Caesar's. So basically, we have to make a living. That's part of life. But at the same time, Jesus and God doesn't want us to be like bums. He wants us to, make a living. This world revolves around money. We can't escape it. But then again, we don't need to be conceited and we don't need to be splurging on everything. It's just the necessities. So I know it's hard, man. I don't want to be preaching from the choir here, preaching to the choir here, but, we really have to get serious with everything. And I hope I motivate people out there. I hope I inspire you all. You know, it's already 8, but we started what, like around like 7:05. We'll just do a quick EVP, one on this one and one on the other phone. We'll start on this one first, and while it's reading it out, we're going to be recording the other one. There's like no room here. The desk is like seriously right in front of me because I need to get as much light from the black light and everything as possible. So we almost got this other phone loaded. And I'm gonna be doing more EVP apps, reading out what the messages say, and hopefully I get voices from the Holy Spirit on these phones. You know, hopefully I get voices from angels. You know, one time I heard a powerful voice of an angel that was talking to another ghost, and I was saying, "Go to the cross right now! Go to the cross right now!" You know, and I was like, "Wow." Talking to another ghost, this is like an angel here. And then I was saying, "Yes, Lord, rapture this third. Yes, Lord, rapture this third." You see, this third means the third planet from the sun, Earth. Powerful stuff, man. You know, I'll never forget it. I had that EVP, but I accidentally deleted it. I don't know how. I don't even remember deleting it. Maybe when I backed up the laptop and had to do a system restore and all that. I don't know, man. You know. So what we'll do is record this one first, and then while this one's going, we do this one. And we need complete silence while we do this. And here we go. I gotta make sure everything's lowered.
Activates the button to start a new recording session.
You see that? You want to have that low because you don't want to be recording. And that says that because it'll start to transcribe what was heard there and it'll mess everything up. So make sure you have the phone lowered.
Yajur.
So the words we heard here on this one, there was like a 20-second silence there. I hate when that happens. Sometimes you have to wait. Okay. So this one said, first word, Yajur. Yajur. Yajur? That sounds French. What does that mean? Yajur. Bonjour? Bonjour means hi, bye. Does it? I think so. Yajur. Okay. Next word is monger. Monger is like a warmonger. Okay, so monger means to further advance of something. So warmonger. Lugger. Lugger sounds like luggage, to lug around. So someone who's a warmonger is lugging around something, and it says, I love you in contact. Now, what does that mean? I love you in contact. In contact, I mean, that could mean so many things. Okay, so what is it? What does I love you in contact have to do with a monger who lugs around luggage? It sounds very funny. It's hard piecing it together. Sometimes it means something else. Sometimes it rhymes with something else. So next word is vireo. How do you say that? vireo. 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 I can't make a word from that. Vireo. For real? Are you for real? Are you for real, Ghost? Next word is hockey. Hockey. Okay. So what does a warmonger who lugs around luggage have to do with I love you in contact that has to do with vireo and hockey? I have no idea. All I know is hockey is big in Canada. So is it talking about Canada? It sounds like nonsense, man. But if you keep researching it, maybe it'll come up in your day, and you might see what it relates to you, what it can mean in terms of prophecy. So maybe I'll notice it's something that happens in my day. So I don't know. Warmonger lugging around luggage. Sounds very funny, right? Okay. Now this other phone says Maria, past issues talking. So Maria is talking about past issues, huh? Oh, and the other phone, I forgot to show. Yeah, I did show the words. I showed the words when they're read one by one. I'll go ahead and show the words in detail here. Now, it sounds like gibberish. Sounds like nonsense, right? But, it could mean something. We just need to study what these EVPs are saying. So Maria is talking about past issues. Who is Maria? I mean, talking about past issues. Now, what it's talking about, like with me, is saying I'm rehashing topics on this show. I'm gonna make every show new, different, and unique. I want to have guests on the show, and I'm not gonna be doing live talking. It might be I'm thinking through the chat room, and we'll do it like that. There's no way I can control cuss words in the chat room. I control no cussing on this video broadcast. So I'm going to look into if I can control cussing on the chat room. But if not, I'll put a disclaimer that says, caution, there may be cuss words in the chat room. And it says, disable chat if you do not want to see cuss words, So I want everyone to know this is a PG rated show. There's no cussing involved. Everything is clean, and we talk about, the sci-fi stuff, So Maria is talking about past issues. Okay, if you say so, who is Maria? Could it be the Maria, Santa Maria, and what is it? The three ships of Columbus? I don't know, man. Maria, Santa Maria, and the Evely or something like that. Santa Maria. Anyways, so we'll go ahead and end it on that note. I was gonna say we'll go ahead and end it on that show. So we'll go ahead and end it on that note. And please like, share, and subscribe, and please tell everyone to like, share, and subscribe as well. I need your help, everyone. Please help me spread the word of this show and the other channel on YouTube. Just type in the Rise Atlantis videos. Tell everyone you know, and hopefully we can reach every eye and ear. Hopefully we can move mountains, and hopefully we can bring our Lord's return. Amen. Hallelujah. This is Prophet Riel signing out. Peace. Peace.